These are two secession flags that were seen recently at the South Carolina-Missouri game in Columbia, South Carolina on September 27, 2014. What's interesting about them, they were flanked by two South Carolina Liberty flags, which are variations of the colonial flags flown by colonial secessionists in the 1770s. But what's interesting about these flags is that one comes from the northeast, the other comes from the southeast. One's from Vermont and the other from the Florida Keys. The one on top is the Free Vermont flag, or the Green Mountain Boys flag, the Vermont Republic flag. I've heard it called lots of different things, but it's flown by secessionists in Vermont, most of whom nowadays I would say are on the cultural left. But it's pretty interesting. Fairly strong movement there in Vermont. The flag below that is the Conch Republic flag. It was adopted in the early 1980s by secessionists in the Florida Keys, and again, those would probably mostly been on the left as well. But these were secessionists who seceded over the U.S. government basically shutting off the Florida Keys from the Florida mainland. US 1 there connects those two. That's the only road going in or out. If you shut off that road, then you basically shut off the Florida Keys and you kill the economy there. And that's pretty much what the U.S. government did at that time. And a lot of people in Key West and throughout the Keys were very upset, and they had they declared independence from the United States. And it's characterized today as a tongue-in-cheek movement. But the flag is still seen throughout the Florida Keys, and they have their own national anthem, and they actually issue their own passports. So it's a pretty interesting movement there in the Florida Keys. A tradition in both cases, in Vermont and the Florida Keys, of independence, of self-determination. And it's interesting to see them in South Carolina, flanked especially by these two South Carolina secession flags from the 1770s.